We've been best friends for almost 20 years. Over those 20 years, I've noticed she's had a tendency to be selfish, exploitative. It's hard to explain. She has many good qualities and is a positive force in my life. I know what I'm about to type will sound bad, but it really is the only massive character flaw she has. Up until now, I've been able to overlook it. Over the past 20 years, I've learned that I have to be careful about how much I invest in the friendship because no matter how much I invest, she will feel zero desire to reciprocate unless it benefits her somehow. Basically, she's the type of person who will always let someone else pick up the tab, and she will never offer to do it herself. So you can only pick up the tab if you're 100% okay with doing so, knowing that she'd never do the same for you. Because of this, I'm careful to only invest in the friendship in a way that won't leave me feeling used when she doesn't reciprocate. When we were younger, we'd go out and do things together and she'd always orchestrate situations to stick me with the bill. We'd get to the register, or the check would come, and she'd always have an excuse. She forgot her wallet, she doesn't have any money but will pay me back next check, or she'd just announce, "We'll use your card and then I'll just pay you back." She'd never pay me back. One time we got to the register and she actually put all her stuff on the register and told me, "I forgot something, let me go grab it." Well, she went to grab the item and walked out of the store without paying for it. From the car, she sent me a text that said, "Hurry up and pay, I'm waiting in the car." There was a huge line and there was a bunch of stuff and I was embarrassed because I'm pretty sure the lady at the register watched her steal, so I just caved under pressure and paid. When I got to the car, she said she'd pay me back but never did. Once I started insisting, more assertively than I was comfortable with, on separate checks, she refused to go anywhere with me. If I mentioned going anywhere, she'd say, "Only if you're paying." This isn't just a money thing either. About 6-7 years ago, she asked me to help her cook for a small get-together. I agreed. But me helping her cook turned into me cooking, which took 6 hours, everything while she watched TV. The small get-together turned out to be a gigantic party. I am terrified of parties. And it was mostly people I'd never met. I started drinking before all the people arrived, so I couldn't just get in the car and drive home. Her boyfriend, now husband, saw me crying outside away from everyone and told me, "Oh, friend, told me that you'd flip out when you saw how many people were coming." I still do help her cook for get-togethers, but now I make sure to stay sober so I can drive home when too many people show up. My help also looks different. I prep a few dishes at my house and just throw them in the oven and crock pot at her house. This is a favor I don't mind doing. At this point, it's been like 8 years since we've gone out to do anything. Now, whenever we hang out, we just sit around at her or my place, playing games on Switch or watching movies, TV shows. I am totally okay with this. It's actually pretty nice. When we hang out at my place, I make sure to have food, drinks, and snacks. If she's going to be there for lunch and dinner, I make sure to make both lunch and dinner. When we hang out at her place, I have to either bring food or starve. She will eat in front of me without offering me anything, so I almost always bring food. She never says thank you. While this is definitely odd behavior, it doesn't really bother me. I don't mind bringing over a casserole when we hang out at her place. I only mention it because it's one of the few current examples of her willingness to take without any urge to reciprocate. There are few current examples because I've taken a lot of measures not to put myself in situations where I'd be stuck with the bill, taken advantage of, etc. If this were anyone else, I'd just assume that they don't actually like me. But she does this to all her other friends, and even her own husband. I've noticed that he also does things to avoid being taken advantage of. A couple of months ago, she upgraded her Kindle, so now she had 2 Kindles. She asked me if she could log in with my account on her old Kindle so she could access my library. I told her yes. I knew that she's the type of person who'd take advantage of people when the opportunity presented itself, but I never thought she'd actually steal from me. About a month ago, I got an email from Amazon notifying me of a Kindle purchase. I called and asked my friend if she bought this book. She sounded caught off guard and said, I accidentally bought it. I was going to pay you back, but I didn't have your Venmo info." I know for a fact she did have my Venmo info. She never paid me back, of course. This week, the same thing happened. Same excuse. She never paid me back. Obviously, I'm just going to change my password and disable her device. But I don't know how to feel about this. The total she spent on 2 books is around $40. I'm not the type of person to end a 20-year friendship over $40. But the fact that she bought something, hoping I wouldn't notice, and then didn't even pay me back has left such a bad taste in my mouth. I really thought she was better than this. In case it matters, we've always been in the same place financially. She's not rich, but she's not broke either. She could have afforded to buy these books. Financially speaking, I'm in the same boat as her, and she knows this. My best friend used my card to buy a few things and hoped I wouldn't notice, and it's tainting my view of the entire friendship. I used to be able to overlook this flaw, but now that she's stolen from me, it feels like I can't overlook it anymore.